Anthropic just released Claude Cowork plugins, and it lets everyone use and access specialists that are experts in any field. They introduced 11 brand new plugins, and each one is designed for a specific job function. Anything from planning business campaigns, preparing financial reports, to even building entire visualization dashboards. In this video, we'll cover what plugins are and how they work, how to add and customize/edit plugins, and even how to create your very own plugin from scratch. So this video is gonna be a complete guide to Claude plugins, so watch it to the end. So the first thing, in order to understand and learn plugins, is actually knowing what Claude skills are, because we've got skills and plugins and they really relate to each other. So as you can read, Claude is already brilliant, so this is amazing LLM, but a skill makes it yours. So treat a skill as a recipe for performing some task. As you can see here, we can read that a skill is kind of onboarding guide for Claude, a plain language file that teaches Claude exactly how to handle a task. Your way, your standards, every time. You give step-by-step task instructions, quality criteria, tone, voice, style, etc. So basically, skill, once again, is a recipe of how to perform some task. Maybe write some document, create some document, respond to some message, and so on and so on. So once we have Claude and a skill combined, we've got the results, so our expert on demand. So Claude now operates exactly like a specialist trained in our method, basically by our method. So skills is the separate actually topic for other video. You can find the video, which is a comprehensive guide about the skills, on this channel, so right now we can go here. But the most important thing is to remember that a skill is a kind of a recipe for performing some action and some specific task. So this is also a great explanation. So think of a skill like writing the perfect onboarding doc for a brilliant new hire. You write it once, from that moment Claude knows your process, your standards, and your way of doing things perfectly every single time. And actually with that knowledge, now we can understand the plugins. Because actually a skill is a single recipe for one specific task, but a plugin is a complete, basically expert that is trained in some specific field, and it can contain multiple skills, so multiple recipes how to perform multiple tasks. So I could actually compare it to a kitchen and a recipe. So skill is a recipe, however plugin is the entire kitchen, aka chef, okay? So it is a chef that knows all of the recipes. So we can read that plugins are installable capability bundle, so a packaged unit that bundles skills, MCP connectors, so we can connect applications, and tools installed in one click. It contains skills, MCP servers, tools, config. It connects Claude to live external apps data, and it's installed from a marketplace in one click. Also, it contains comments, so we can actually use comments from one plugin and trigger this direct plugin. And now when we look closer, plugin is built from three main components: skills, connectors, and comments. So skill, as you may know, is a recipe. It's kind of a file, skill markdown file, so skill MD. And here in plugins we may have multiple skills. So for example, for a customer support expert, we may have like skills for performing different tasks. We've got connectors, so we connect actually our plugin with, for example, Slack, Notion, Drive, and other application we've got available. I'm gonna show it in a while, how to basically add a plugin and customize it and add all the connector skills, etc. And the third layer is a command. So command is just a command that's gonna trigger some action. So this is the name shortcuts with a single trigger, can be run manually or on a schedule, and it actually triggers some specific, once again, tasks. But before I'm gonna show you how to add plugins, customize them, and all of the stuff, I wanna let you know that we are in the process of creating Claude Masterclass. So this is a complete course about Claude Cowork, code, skills, and plugins. And for those of you that fulfill the form that I'm gonna put in the description of this video, those of you are gonna get an access for the class for only $10, and it's the one-time payment and you've got the lifetime access. However, the spots are limited to 100 and the course launches on March 28. So you can just sign up for the list, and once the course is launched, you're gonna get an email with the promo code and you're gonna pay only $10. So basically, feel free to do this. I will put the link in the description of this video. Once again, this course is gonna be a complete masterclass, probably like 20 hours or so. It's gonna cover Cowork, code, skills, and plugins comprehensively. And yeah, just feel free to do this. But now actually let me show you how to add a plugin and basically use it. So first of all, you need to have the Claude desktop app. So if you don't have that, you need to just download it, and at least Pro plan. But once you've got it, you can click in the left top corner on Customize button, and here you're gonna discover basically like three different tabs, so skills, connectors, and plugins. So here we've got our personal plugins, and we can click on this plus. As you can notice, I've got my finance, cold outreach generator plugins. However, I can click on this plus, and then let's click on browse plugins. So later on, also, I'm gonna show you how you can create your very own plugin with Claude. However, let's click here on browse plugins. And actually, Entrophic gives us I would say 15 plugins, so we can use them. And here we've got any plugins from finance, from sales, data, enterprise search, productivity, customer support, and so on and so on. For example, let's add a plugin that's gonna be a productivity plugin. We can click on install, and once we do this, we can manage the plugin. And plugin, let's go here. Plugin contains comments, connectors, and skills. Once we are inside the plugin, we can see we can ask specific questions. So these are the conversation starters for this plugin. Basically, we've got the comments that do something. So we've got start or update, and skills. So skills that are contained in this specific plugin. Once we go here to comments, we can just preview the files for them. So a start comment, actually what it does, it initialize the task and memory systems that open the unified dashboard. So here, yeah, it's gonna just start the entire process. We've got an update. However, here for the skills, what we have, we've got the memory management. So this skill is responsible for just memorizing, actually here, the shorthand, acronyms, nicknames, and internal language, so Claude understands everything. But maybe let's add another skill, so we can browse the plugins. And for instance, what we can do, let's go ahead with data. Because for example here, I believe we are gonna be able to create some specific files. So yeah, we've got much more comments. So for example, we can actually explore the data, write query, build dashboard, which is interesting. We are gonna build dashboard in this video, but yeah, this is more appropriate plugin to show you because we've got much more skills and comments. So yeah, once again, we've got the questions, comments, and skills. For the connectors, basically we can connect some applications. So here we've got Hex, we've got Databricks, Snowflake. We can edit, even edit the list. So basically just add some specific connectors. And yeah, now let me explain what are the comments. And the comments are kind of the triggers of a plugin. So it's actually a written instruction of what this plugin should do with this specific comment run. So here we've got the analyze, so it analyzes data questions. We can build dashboard, and for this we've got all the instructions what this comment should actually trigger and do. If you want, you can actually read it, stop the video, or even go in your Claude instance to preview all the skills, and I really recommend to do this. But now what we can do, we can go ahead to our Claude Cowork and actually trigger our command. So to trigger a command, we can basically just type slash, and here we can just go directly to plugins or just type our command, which is a data build dashboard. Which is a build dashboard. And once we do this, like, we can select some options. So for example, sales, performance, and revenue trends. And here we can actually add our specific prompt, what we would like to actually build and what basically to create. So I've got the following prompt: please create for me a dashboard showcasing my sales performance based on the file provided. And here I just have some random sales, so sample document with rows and stats. So now we can click on let's go, and we are gonna run this command inside our plugin. So it exactly knows that we are gonna just run this plugin, we are just gonna trigger it. And yeah, we are just gonna use this specific command. So especially we are gonna build a dashboard. So it's great because once again, it's gonna allow us to use the plugin and perform some specific task inside this plugin. So at the right side, we've got our progress. So read the uploaded Excel file to understand the data structure, parse and analyze the sales data. And now it's building the interactive HTML dashboard, and it's gonna save the dashboard for us. It's using the build dashboard skill. And yeah, we just need to wait and we are gonna see what we will get. So let's take a look on our dashboard. We can preview that here at the right side. And it's gonna be probably interactive. Wow, it looks great. So we've got the total revenue, total profit, total orders, and just look what we've created with this plugin and with this skill. That's amazing. Wow, it's really impressive. We've got all the details, and remember, you can edit this dashboard by just typing the prompt here. So for example, I would like to remove my company's name or just some elements. We can do this and it's gonna do it for us. Now let's see. Wow, it's so great. It looks really amazing. But now there is one thing I see no one is talking about, and I mean actually customizing the plugin, okay? So here, once we go to our sidebar, we go to customize and we go to our plugin, which was the finance. No, it wasn't the finance, it was the data, I believe. So we've got here the comments and skills. However, is there a way to, for example, like edit some comment or just add some comment or add some skill? And the response actually is yes, because here we can click on customize in the right top corner, and I see no one is talking about it. So, oops, let's maybe do it this way. Okay, customize the data plugin for me based on my company. And here within the chat, you can, for example, just say, okay, I would like to add the comment named like X, okay? I would like to add a skill. So for example, customize the data plugin for me based on my company, and we can add, let's say, some new comment. So I've got the prompt, customize the data plugin for me based on my company. So please add to this plugin a skill that's gonna be named a PDF creator, and it will be responsible to create compelling sales reports or revenue dashboards and return them exactly in PDF format. And I've seen no one is talking about it. So how to customize the plugin? Everyone is talking how to add the plugin. However, we can customize the comments, skills, and basically just customize the plugin for our specific purpose. So once we go to customize and here to add a plugin, just look how many plugins you've got. You've got like the productivity, sales, once again, customer support. You can install some specific plugin and inside just say, okay, maybe remove the comment which is like research, okay? Or just add a skill which is gonna be something. And yeah, you can just do this. You can feel free to do this. And by this way, you can customize the skill for your specific, the plugin. You can customize the plugin for your specific purpose. Okay, so now it's finished. Let's take a look on the progress. So 4 steps. And afterwards, what's very important, we've got a button to save a plugin. So actually add our new basically skill, which is a PDF creator, and also it created for us a new comment for that skill. So create PDF report. So we can save the plugin, and once we do this, we can go to customize, to data, and we can just take a look, and we've got a new comment which is create PDF report, and then we've got a skill, let's find it, PDF creator. That's great. Once we click on it, we've got basically our markdown file that explains what this skill does. So this way you can customize your skills and add unlimited skills and unlimited comments. But now let's actually create the entire plugin from scratch. So basically I've seen nobody is talking about it, but it's kind of really simple. So basically you just need to write in a Claude Cowork what your plugin gonna do. I, for example, used Claude Chat. I described all the things I wanna have in my plugin. So for example, here 2 specific skills and all of this information. And now it's gonna be a SEO and content planning assistant. So we've got the information here. I can click on let's go, and it's gonna create for me a plugin that's gonna contain comments and skills and basically, yeah, it's gonna be ready to set up and we'll be able to add it inside Claude. So we are now processing 8 different steps to create that plugin. So plan a plugin, here write CEO skill, write keywords command, write outline command, and we are close to the end. So the last step is validating and packaging the plugin, and we'll be able to add it inside Claude. So let's wait a while. What is also very interesting, it uses a create Cowork plugin skill. So literally we use a skill to create a plugin. And now it's kind of finalizing the plugin. So what we can do is basically install this plugin basically inside our instance. We can save the plugin. Also at the right side, we've got the entire plugin structures. We've got comments, skills, and here the references even. But now let's save the plugin. Let's go to customize and let's check our SEO content planner. So yeah, we've got our comments, we've got our skill, and here, yeah, that's great. So yeah, it works this way. We've created our very own plugin. I didn't want to make it really complex because it would have taken more time. If you have 6 skills to create, like, yeah, it can take several minutes. However, we've created our very own plugin, and this way you can create any plugin you want. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, click the subscribe button, because on this channel there are gonna appear more and more videos that are gonna be really useful for you. Also remember, if you wanna learn everything about Claude, Claude Cowork, Claude skills, Claude plugins, etc., we are releasing our masterclass on the 28th of March. So in the description you can fulfill the form and basically sign up, and once we release the course on 28th March, you're gonna have a premium access to this course for only $10. For now, once again, thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, and with all that being said, I will see you in the next tutorial.